One of the things that we hear often in the office after moms and dads have had the kiddos in and under care is, gosh, I feel terrible. I should have done this so much sooner. I just didn't know. And that's not your fault. If anything, that's our fault, right? Because we didn't tell you. We didn't explain to you the miracles that we see in our office through chiropractic care and why that is a necessity for so many of these kids. The medical system certainly didn't tell you this, but now I'm going to tell you. And what I'm going to use to tell you is one of my favorite examples who happened to actually be my very first patient right out of chiropractic school. His name was Kale. And Kale came to us at 18 months old. And at this point in his life, he'd been through 16 rounds of antibiotics. 16 rounds. So he'd be on antibiotics for 10 days to 2 weeks. His ear infection would clear up, and then he'd be okay. 2 weeks later, it would come back, and then it'd clear up again. This happened 16 times before mom and dad decided that they needed better answers. So often we are told that we'll just grow out of it. And I'm going to adamantly oppose that. I don't agree. I don't agree one bit. What this starts often in our office, what we notice is if somebody comes in and they're complaining about ear infections or even colic or other types of things, we can guess one of two things. That either the birthing process, mom's pregnancy, was super stressful. If mom's pregnancy is stressful, then baby's pregnancy is going to be stressful. Or during the birthing process, there was some sort of intervention, a vacuum, C-section, forceps, something like that, that causes damage to the upper cervicals, which causes damage to the brainstem and irritates and disrupts and causes dysfunction to our nervous system, which then irritates, disrupts, and causes dysfunction to our organs, our glands, our tissues, what have you, right? Our job is to correct that. But do they grow out of it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that they grow into other things. So what happens, what starts as colic turns into ear infections, and then multiple rounds of antibiotics, like in Kale's situation, and then maybe even tubes, and then that turns into asthmas and allergies and sensory or behavioral issues down the road, and then eventually anxiety or depression in high school and adult life, right? When this all might have started at the birthing process, and the stress of the birthing process gets stuck in the on position. If you understand how the nervous system works, we have our gas pedal and we have our brake pedal, and we're designed to be in a beautiful balance at all times. And if we get stuck too much gas, the system doesn't regulate. Our gas pedal is fight or flight. If a bear runs through the door, my body's got to be ready to attack that. Our brake pedal is more resting and digesting and healing. And if we don't have enough brake pedal, we don't have enough resting, digesting, and healing, we have too much gas pedal, then our system doesn't function right. It doesn't regulate. Right? A chiropractor's job is to assess the nervous system and allow that balance to be appropriate so that our body can behave appropriately. What often happens is that you guys don't know this information, right? Is that your fault? No, it's our fault, probably because we didn't share that information with you, right? We're bombarded with all sorts of information on the other side of things, and we don't know where to turn. And she did what almost everybody else does. You go through antibiotic, and then when that stops working, what do? Do you take the next route and slice and dice? Or do you try chiropractic and assess the nervous system and see if there's an imbalance and what we can do to correct that without surgery or drugs or other interventions? Take this information and share it or utilize it. Share this video, share the information, get your nervous system scanned, get your loved one's nervous system scanned and checked, see if there's something we can help with, because we changed a lot of lives in this office. Kale was one of those, and I know we can help you too. Thanks.